News Project, which I'm a research associate with, has done a lot of research in a couple of different areas, but I think the strongest findings have been, first with the comment sections. We found that when news reporters who wrote, or a news reporter who wrote a story engaged in the comment section, and when I say engaged, things like responding to questions, asking questions, so nothing too intense. When a news reporter engaged with the comments became much more civil, much less vitriolic, as most people think of news comments to be. So the comments became a lot better. So that's one of the most important takeaways, was that if there is time for a reporter to engage in comments, it seems like a really helpful thing to do for the tone of those comments. We also found that if you include, you can change the language of buttons on the comments. So instead of maybe liking a comment, someone might be able to respect a comment instead as a button. And we found that people were more likely to engage with ideas that they don't necessarily agree with when there was a respect button, and they were much more likely to only agree with ideas, or only engage with ideas they agree with when there was a like button. So those are two of the big takeaways for comment sections and ways that news organizations can improve. I will say, when we did our research, we suggested to the reporter some ways to engage with the comments that didn't involve opinions. So the way that the reporter in our study engaged was things like putting a link for more information. I think, for instance, there was a court case that he had written about, and he gave a link to the actual decision that the court made. So it was just giving more information was really helpful. Answering people's questions pretty directly, again, asking questions, or even pulling helpful comments out and pointing those comments out. So that's really what we were encouraging people to do. So in our study, there wasn't as much opinion-based kind of commenting, and again, we were looking at a local news source where the norm was to try to be balanced in the reporting. So in that case, it might have been violating a norm had he gone off and talked about an opinion.